Hello friends, glad to see you on our channel again. Today we have a very useful and important video for all drivers. And it doesn't matter if you are a beginner or have many years of experience, this video will be useful to absolutely everyone. We will analyze 5 real road situations that every driver can encounter. We will look at the images, analyze what is happening, and choose the correct answers to questions on traffic rules. Make yourself comfortable, take some tea or coffee, and test yourself. Let's go. Question 1. The situation is as follows. In front of us is the entrance to a tunnel. Along the edges of the road, there are signs informing the driver about the beginning of the tunnel, about the height restriction, 4.5 meters, and that pedestrians are prohibited here. All this is logical. A tunnel is a high-risk area, and pedestrians are not allowed there. But our question is not about pedestrians, but about the driver of the green car who stopped at the sidewalk before entering. Note that he did not enter the tunnel, but is standing in a safe area at the side of the road. So, the question is the driver of the car allowed to stop in this place? Answer options. 1. Allowed. 2. Allowed only for boarding or disembarking passengers. 3. Prohibited. Correct answer. 1. Allowed. Why? Here it is very important to understand the difference between stopping and parking, as well as to take into account road signs and markings. In this situation, there is not a single sign that would prohibit stopping. There is no yellow line marking at the edge of the roadway, which could indicate a restriction. Plus, the car does not interfere with the movement of other cars and does not block the pedestrian zone, which is already prohibited here. So, everything is legal. A typical mistake drivers make. Many people think that you can't always stop before tunnels and bridges, but this is not true. If there is no specific prohibiting sign, stopping is possible, provided that you do not interfere with other road users. Question 2. The following situation. We are in a residential area. This is evident from the blue sign with a house, a car, and pedestrians. Families usually live here, children play in the yards, and there are many pedestrians. This section of the road is not just a street. It is an area where pedestrians are always a priority and motorists are guests. That is why special rules apply here. Question: is the maximum speed limit in residential areas 30 km/h? 1. Yes. 2. No. Correct answer. 2. No. Let's figure it out. According to traffic regulations, the maximum permitted speed in a residential area is 20 km/h. This is a strict restriction, and it applies to the entire area marked with the corresponding sign. It does not matter how wide the road is, whether there are pedestrians nearby, the rule always applies. It is aimed at the safety of the most vulnerable road users, children, elderly people, just passers-by. A common mistake. Many drivers think that they can drive 30, like in the yard. This is a mistake. In yards, local restriction 20 or 30 km/h are often in effect, but in a residential area, according to traffic rules, it is strictly 20 km/h. Violation is not only a risk of getting a fine, but also a serious danger to others. Question 3. We see a first-person view. You are driving, approaching an unregulated pedestrian crossing. In front of you is a classic zebra. Signs are installed on the right and left. We look carefully. There is no one on the crossing, and pedestrians are not even approaching it. Question: you are approaching a crosswalk, and there are no pedestrians on the approaches or directly on it. Can you pass without slowing down? Answer options. 1. Yes. 2. No. Correct answer. 1. Yes. Explanation: if there are no pedestrians on the crosswalk or nearby, the driver is not required to slow down. The main condition is confidence and safety. The driver is required to control the situation. The pedestrian should not stand on the edge of the sidewalk and intend to cross the road. What is important to remember: as soon as the pedestrian approaches the crosswalk and signals that he wants to cross, the driver is required to give way, even if the pedestrian has not yet stepped onto the zebra crossing. A mistake many drivers make: some brake before the crosswalk even without pedestrians, unnecessarily frightening the drivers behind. Others, on the contrary, ignore pedestrians on the edge of the road. The main thing is to maintain a balance. If you see that it is safe, drive calmly but keep your foot on the brake. Be ready to stop. Question 4. The situation is as follows. The driver of a gray car is approaching a roundabout. The traffic light is green and traffic is permitted. Ahead is a roundabout sign and a give way sign, which applies to those entering the roundabout. But the question arises, is the driver required to turn on the left turn signal when entering the roundabout? So, the question is, does the driver of a gray car need to turn on the left turn signal when entering the roundabout? Answer options. 1. Yes. 2. No. Correct answer. 2. No. Why? The left turn signal is turned on when changing lanes or turning left. But when entering the roundabout, you are actually turning right along the trajectory. And at the same time, do not leave the roadway, but enter a closed circular system. The left turn signal here can mislead other road users. A typical driver mistake. Many drivers mistakenly believe that when entering a roundabout, they must indicate a left turn. This is incorrect. On a roundabout, the left turn signal is only turned on when changing lanes to the left or driving on the inner lane of the roundabout. Question number 5. There is a narrow section of road ahead of us where road works are underway. Driving in the oncoming lane is temporarily impossible, but there is a sign on the side of the road with a red arrow pointing down and a blue arrow pointing up. This means that we have the right of way. So the question is, how should you act in this situation with limited oncoming traffic? Possible answers. 1. Give way to the oncoming car, pass second. 2. Having the right of way, pass first. Correct answer 2. Having the right of way, pass first. Why? The sign with the blue arrow pointing up means that you have the right of way. If the arrow were red, you would have to give way. Since the section is narrow and visibility is limited, traffic is regulated by the sign and not by the general rules of priority. A typical mistake made by drivers, some drivers even having the right of way, stop and create a traffic jam. The main thing to remember is that if the sign says that you have priority, you are not obliged to give way, but you must be careful. Well, that's the end of our video today. If you were surprised by the correct answer at least once during the test, that's normal. The road does not forgive overconfidence, and even an experienced driver can make a mistake in a seemingly simple situation. How many correct answers did you get? 0, 1. It's time to brush up on the traffic rules. Don't worry, we'll help you. 2, 3, not bad, but you're just one video away from confident driving. 4, 5, almost a pro, a little practice, and you're a champion of intersections. 6 out of 6, king of the road. Be careful, you can blind the traffic cop with the brilliance of your knowledge. If you thought about the answer at least once, give it a like so you don't forget to watch this video later, and so you don't miss new tests with tricky traps. Subscribe to the channel. Here you will find everything: dangerous interchanges, unexpected signs, and traffic rules, subtleties that are not taught in driving school. Like, subscribe, and call, the 3 that always have priority.